Hey guys, it's Ryan here with dpmarketing.services. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, if you're new to the channel, we work with HVAC and plumbing contractors all over the United States and Canada. We help them maximize their lead flow, get more calls, get more leads, make more money, make their businesses better. And so on this channel, we really just focus on things that help you, things that are from conversations we have with companies we work with, or just things that we're seeing that you can use and put into place in your business. So one of the things we want to talk about, so on our end, we do marketing, right? And I take pride to say that we do a hell of a good job. It doesn't matter how big the city or how small the city or how competitive the competitors are. Every time we get involved, we help these companies maximize their leads, make more money, and ends up looking like a page ones on Google in whatever town that they're in. So it's awesome. So on one of the things that we do, because we're marketing, right? So our focus is really on getting to phone to ring. We help the emails come in, we help the phone calls come in. That's really our focus. Now, the trick is, from marketers, that's kind of where we stop, and that's where your job begins as a contractor. But really, that's a really important handoff. So what we've noticed a lot, if so here's a normal like phone call, right? Someone calls in, hey, how much for service? The quick knee-jerk response is to give them a price. Either if you're flat rate, maybe give them a service fee charge, or maybe tell them what your rate would be. If they actually tell you, hey, I need to have a P-trap installed underneath the bathroom vanity, you give them a price. Here's the issue. As soon as a customer calls you, you're quickly jumping to the money side of the argument. And now people are only going to evaluate you based on that dollar sign. And it doesn't matter if you're great or if you're awful. All it is for your customers is a dollar sign. There's a psychological condition called anchoring. If you're a nerd and like social behavioral economics, it's an interesting phenomenon. And actually, every salesman who's been good understands anchoring. The idea is the first thing that you hear, regardless if it's related to what's happening after or not, will drastically influence your decision of it. So if the first thing that you hear is $39, everything that follows after that is going to relate to that $39, and that can be good or that can be bad. Same thing if you say, hey, we're $2.49 an hour, everything that follows after that's relating to whatever thing you just anchored in that person's mind. So here's one of the issues, as we've noticed and we've done tests. If you first thing on a phone call with a customer or a potential customer, if the first thing you're doing is talking dollars and cents, you're probably not going to have a very good job converting that phone call to a job that you're actually working on. You might get a few, you might get 10, 20, maybe even 40%. But the first thing you're doing is jumping about money, so now the entire transaction for them is about money. Here's a better approach. When the phone call comes in, blah, 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 hey, I need this scheduled service, or how much you charge for this P-trap, right? The first thing that you should do is, one, acknowledge what the customer is asking. Great, I understand you're looking for this. Is that correct? Are we on the same page? Yes. Surprisingly, most of the people call you are not plumbers. They're not HVAC contractors. They don't know your insider jargon. They don't know the words that you're going to say. They don't know the parts. They might barely know garbage disposal or thermostat in their house, but they might not know more than that. So try to, as much as possible, acknowledge what they said in English, not in tech code, not in insider language, like a normal human would understand. The second thing you would do is now build value. Don't jump straight to the money. Focus on the value. Say, well, I understand that's what you want to do. You need to install a P-trap on your vanity. Great. What we recommend is have one of our certified plumbers or technicians come out to your house, do a thorough on-site inspection, make sure there's nothing else that we're not taking into account. We'll look at the state of the plumbing system, we'll look at the environment, make sure everything is good. Assuming everything is fine, we'll be able to give you a flat rate price for that service. For us to have that certified tech, so pause, understand everything I just did It's talking about the fact that you are trained, you're qualified, you have peace of mind. You're not just having some guy with a truck, like a handyman, come out to their house. You're having someone who spent a lot of hours, a lot of time. They're going to make sure that they're giving an honest overview and assessment of the condition of the system or the house or the business or whatever it is. Once you say that, then you can come back and mention the price. So to initiate that service call, it's only $39 for the tech or $60 for the tech, whatever it is. Of course, once you do the service, we refund that difference to you. But it's just a way to make sure that our tech is out. We do a thorough assessment and we only give you the work you need to do. So hope this is helpful. The more you can focus on the value you provide, not just the price you charge, because your customer is going to ask that, but they really don't care. What they really want to know is, are you going to rip them off? What are they going to get for $39 or $249 or whatever your price is? Are you going to do a good job? Can they trust you? Really what you're doing is building value in your service. When you understand the value, then it's a whole lot easier to talk about the price. It doesn't matter. Here's an example. This right here is, this phone just recently came out. This is the iPhone XS. Brand new phone. This phone, I'm embarrassed to say, sent me back $1,100. This is a top of the line processor. It's got this really cool like sensor up here that's basically like an Xbox Connect. Scans your phone. Doesn't even scan your thumbprint anymore. Scans your face. So everything you're doing with passwords or security or banking, it's all with this beautiful mug right here. So really cool device when it came out. And I'm sure if you're watching this video in like 2020, this phone's going to feel like a heap of dirt. But let's pretend that it's state of the art, right? Cost me $1,100, top of the line sensor, better battery life, amazing display, really cool facial scanning nonsense. How about this? I'll give this to you for 20 bucks. How about this? Top of the line, iPhone XS, 20 bucks. What's your first response? I can't actually hear you. I'm pretending I can. For most people, when they hear that, what they hear is, what's the catch? They don't hear, hell, that's a great deal. Here's $20 of my money. What they usually hear is, what's wrong with it? Here's why, right? If you are, one, I anchored the price first at $1,100, right? So that was the first thing you're comparing in your mind is $1,100. I built value, so I flipped the order for you, but for this example, I built a value in the technology and the cool sensors and the cool processor and the battery, all this really cool fancy stuff. Cool. I'm justifying that $1,100 now. As soon as I say $20, there is a huge break between the value I just built and the price I anchored and what I'm asking for. The first thing is not heck of a deal. The first thing you're thinking is, what's the catch? Was it stolen? Was it broken? What's wrong? Your customers do the exact same thing. So the trick is understand that's how people act. You do this all the time with phones or with steakhouses or with buying a motorcycle. You do it all the time. The trick is your customers do it too. Recognize it and use it to your advantage. Don't anchor them on the service trawl or don't anchor them on your hourly rate. Instead, anchor them on the value you provide. Build the value in what you're doing. The job might take 15 minutes or 15 hours. It doesn't really matter. For your customer, you're building value in a certified tech, quality trained, lots of experience, focus on doing good work, coming out to their house, making sure they only get what they need, they're doing it well. So this will drastically influence the conversion rate of those phone calls to customers. If the first thing that you do, once the phone rings, once the email comes in, is start building value in your service, your quality of retention, your quality of conversion will start going up. The customers will be happier. They feel like they get a better deal. It's not at all about the money. It's always about the value. I would love to know what you think. How does your company do this? Do you guys have an inbound script you use where all the guys go through the same script every time? How is it that your company responds to it? I'd love to know because we like hearing what guys are doing well. Leave us a comment below. Obviously, follow us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube. And let us know what other videos are helpful to you. We'll talk soon, guys.